Hey rabbits, it's Trixie. There are some German words that look and sound identical, but mean something completely different. I'm not talking about words that are used for another thing, because they kinda resemble this thing in a way, like the head of the company and the head that, you know, we all have with the face on that we balance on our necks and where the brain is in, hopefully. In this case, the head of the company is of course not only a head, even though that would be quite funny. But it is the person with the highest power, and therefore the center of decision making, like the head with the brain in for the body of a human being. So the head of a company is called head for a reason. But what about words that are not related at all, and yet spelled and pronounced the exact same way? In German, these words are called Teekesselchen. Well, at least there's a game called Teekesselchen in which you have to guess these words, but they are referred to as Teekesselchen, little teapots. The official term would be homonym or homonym in English. In this video, I'm going to present you an amazing amount of 25 of these words. I hope you'll enjoy the journey. Let's start with the German word die Bank. This can refer to the credit institute, the bank, or to the bench that you sit on. I just robbed a bank and no one saw me. Wow, really? What did you get? I stole a full-size grandpa that was feeding the ducks with white bread. The second word on my list is der Hahn. This could be a faucet, being der Wasserhahn, or a No, wait, this is the internet. Trixie, you should know better. The rooster. Another thing is die Decke, which could mean the ceiling or the blanket. So if you're sitting on the couch in your flat covered by a blanket, you're literally sitting under 2 Decken in German. The word die Blume in German has not 2 but 3 different meanings. The first one is the flower. The second one is the foam that sits on top of a big glass of beer. And the third one is the little white fluffy tail of a bunny rabbit. The German word die Birne can also mean some very different things. It could be the pear that you eat when you feel like fruits, or a light bulb. Well, I guess in this case you could argue that these things are kinda related, because a light bulb is at least pear-shaped, but that's like calling a pencil a writing banana, isn't it? Next thing on the list, das Becken. This could relate to your pelvis bone, the pool that you may or may not have in your garden, and cymbals, the instrument. Talking about instruments, the German word der Flügel can mean the wing or the piano. The following one works for both German and English. The word der Nagel means the nail and can refer to the fingernail that you have on your fingers, or the nail that you try to get into a piece of wood. And sometimes clumsy people like me hit 2 nails at a time. The next one is one of my favorites because the meanings couldn't be more different. It is das Schloss. Das Schloss can refer to a big, splendid castle full of wealth and treasures, or to the lock that you lock your first grade diary with. The next word I want to talk about is die Fliege, which could mean the fly or the bow tie. We have all been in this situation. You wait for something and in front of you is a long, long queue. In German, the translation for queue is die Schlange. But do you know what's also die Schlange? The snake. Number 13 on my list is der Löffel, which refers to the spoon as well as little rabbit ears. The German word die Feder can refer to the stuff that birds are covered in, you know, feathers, or to the elastic spring. Boing, 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 boing. If you hear the word die Scholle in German, make sure you know what is meant, because die Scholle can mean the plaice, the fish, or an ice floe. The article makes a big difference if you talk about the German word Kiefer, because der Kiefer means the jaw, and die Kiefer means the pine tree. You know, a normal pine tree that you have in the garden. Still, if someone tells me that they have a Kiefer in the garden, I'm reminded of Blair Witch Project more than of pine trees. Die Tafel in German means the blackboard. meh. Reminds me of school. Reminds me of boring days staring at die Tafel. But here's the good news. Die Tafel can also refer to a bar of chocolate. One of the funniest things is the German word die Brille, which could refer to the glasses that you wear or to a toilet seat. You know, this thing with the hole in the middle that men always forget to put down again? Since it is part of this video, it will not surprise you much that der Grund has two different meanings as well. Der Grund can mean the ground or the reason. So if a person died by falling off a cliff and landing on the ground, in German you could say der Grund war der Grund. Here's another one that works in English and German. It is der Kamm. Der Kamm can be a comb, you know, that you comb your hair with, or the comb of a rooster. I know, Oscar-winning performance skills. The German word der Strauß could be a bouquet of flowers. It could also be an ostrich. So if someone tells you that they bought a Strauß for you, better ask where to put this big bird, just in case. We already talked about the German word die Angel in another video, where I told you that it doesn't mean the angel, but the fishing rod. But it has another meaning, which is the door hinge. And here are two things again that apply to both German and English. Firstly, die Krone, which could be the crown, you know, this golden piece of jewelry that kings wear all the time to feel awesome and stuff. Or it could be the crown of a tree, die Baumkrone. Secondly, die Zelle, which is the cell. You know, it could be a body cell. Our bodies are made out of cells, basically, or the prison cell. Last but not least on my list of homonyms for today, die Mutter. You may know that one because it means the mother, but it has another meaning that has nothing to do with mothers at all. It could also be a nut. You know, not these kind of nuts that you eat like walnuts or hazelnuts, but the metallic nut, the metallic fasteners. So if you hear a German say, "Och nö, ich hab schon wieder meine Mutter fallen gelassen," then let's hope this guy is a handyman and he dropped his metallic nut, not his mother, again. This was it, my little video about German homonyms, or Teekesselchen as we call them. If you enjoyed it, I could make another episode since there are plenty more out there. I hope you had fun with the video and see you in the next one. Have a beautiful day. Bye!